Listen, if you're making good money but still making payments to mortgage companies, lenders, credit cards, student loans, let me guess. You're not where you think you should be financially, right? You know that feeling you get when you do get a raise and just a few months later, you don't feel any better off financially despite making more money? That nagging sense that something's just not adding up? You're not crazy. There's a reason for that feeling. How do I know? Because the 3 million people we've already taught what you're about to learn in this video all felt the same way, and you all had the same thing in common. You're using the traditional banking system to store your cash and pay your bills. And it's that banking system that's keeping you stuck almost no matter how much you make. Here's something you need to know. That kind of banking system is what I call the payment matrix. It's like a payment prison designed to drain your wealth no matter how much you make or how hard you try to build it. But in this video, you're going to learn 3 cash flow secrets that will help you unplug from this system. Because the truth is, you are generating wealth. Just think about how much money you've made over the past decade. That's probably hundreds of thousands, maybe even $1 million or more. The first 2 cash flow secrets will open your eyes to the reason why, even though you're making more money, building wealth still seems like it's pushing a boulder uphill. And cash flow secret number 3 is the game changer that flips the script on the banking system the payment matrix wants you trapped in, and will show you how to actually begin to accumulate some of the wealth you're already generating, even if you never make more money than you're making right now. But first, let me ask you a question. Are you sitting on a significant pile of cash right now, preferably tax-free cash? I get it. You're probably thinking, no, what the heck you're talking about. And you've been making good money for at least a decade. Well, friend, that's proof the payment matrix has you exactly where it wants you. Over 90% of the more than 1,000 people I've personally consulted over the past decade all answer the same way you're answering now. Of course not. Think about this for a second. Like I just said a few moments ago, over the past 10 years, you've generated hundreds of thousands, maybe millions in income. But because you've been brainwashed into thinking you can't afford your payments, most of it, maybe all of it, is gone. All that wealth you've generated and little and nothing to show for it. Now you get what I mean when I said you need to become a wealth accumulator, because you've already got the wealth generation part down. Here's what I discovered after coaching 1,000 families over just the past few years. Just because you can make your payments doesn't mean you can afford them. Because if you could truly afford all those payments, you'd be sitting on a mountain of cash somewhere right now, wouldn't you? And if you're not, then this video is your red pill moment. From the day you've earned your first paycheck, your income became a shovel. But here's what nobody tells you as your career progresses. The payment matrix disguises your increased income as lifestyle inflation. You make more money, so you think you can afford bigger payments. New car, bigger house, fancier vacations. But if those payments were truly affordable, where is your pile of cash? Here's another question. Do you have more or less debt than you had 10 years ago? If it's more or even the same, then you've been using your income to dig yourself a hole in the payment matrix that you'll be buried in if you don't follow the info in this video. This is the reality for like 92% of American families right now. Comment trapped if this sounds familiar. But here's what's about to change everything for you. Reversing the direction you're shoveling in is simpler than you think. And when you do it right, you don't just make your shovel bigger by earning more. You transform compound interest from your worst enemy into your most powerful wealth-building ally. Which brings us to the second secret. Here's one of the biggest scams in personal finance that almost nobody talks about. People think that the interest rate you're being charged determines how much interest you actually pay. That couldn't be further from the truth. Interest rates determine your monthly payment. The actual dollars of interest you really pay, that's a completely different nightmare. Let me introduce you to the Fortunatos. Here's their debt breakdown. Mortgage at 6.75%. Car loans, each at 8%. Credit cards ranging between 18 and 23%. Total monthly payments, $3,133. Sounds reasonable, right? But now brace yourself for this. Here's the gut punch. $1,775 of that $3,133 is pure interest. That's 57% of their hard-earned money going straight into the bank's pockets. When I show families these numbers for the first time, the reaction is always the same. Shock and maybe even a little bit of anger. Then the question is, how do we not know this? Everyone I've coached over the past decade, this little financial reality check right here is the moment that changes everything for them. Because how can you afford to flush 50% or more of your monthly payments down the interest toilet? But you probably are, and nobody tells you this until now. You need to give your payments a polygraph like this, and you can do that by commenting, "Show me the truth," because when you do, I'll get you this calculator ASAP. Oh, and I also have another goodie for you too, but more on that in just a bit. This right here is where everything changes, because everyone has the same question. How am I supposed to pay cash for everything? But it's not about paying cash. It's about buying your own debt and paying yourself back. When people ask what I do, I tell them I help people pay off all their debt and build tax-free wealth with the same dollars at the same time. Then they look at me like I just grew a third eye and ask, how the heck do you do that? And when I show them, everything changes. It starts with something most people never heard of, and it's not what you think. We taught the snowball method of debt elimination to millions of people. Powerful stuff, but it has three major flaws. One of them is you don't start building wealth until after you've paid off all your debt. Now, if you know anything about the time value of money, you know that's not good. But what we discovered lets you do both simultaneously, and that changes everything. Let me show you what happened to the Fortunatos using this strategy. They're paying $3,133 in monthly debt payments. To bring that home after taxes, they have to gross over $51,000 a year. That means 47% of their gross income is going to debt payments. When they're debt-free, though, it'll be like getting a $51,000 a year raise without kissing their boss's feet. That's the equivalent of having a $1.28 million portfolio generating 4% annually. Talk about addition by subtraction. And it's guaranteed. But what happens when a family like yours, like the Fortunatos, implements this strategy over the long term? That's where this gets really interesting. I can't give you all the details in this short video. And that's the second goodie I want to send you along with my Payment Polygraph Calculator. When you comment, show me the truth now, I'll send you the calculator and the exclusive YouTube edition of my new book, Transforming Payments into Prosperity. In it, you'll learn what the payment matrix is, how it works, and why you need to get unplugged ASAP. You'll learn all about the incredible transformation the Fortunatos make. You'll see how they build enough wealth to provide well for them all the way into their 90s, and without risking their future in the stock market. But here's what banks don't want you to know. While you're building this small fortune of cash for your future, it doesn't just sit there untouchable like a 401k or an IRA. You can use this small fortune as your own personal line of credit for cars, vacations, education, home improvements, anything you want without an application or a credit check, because you become your own bank. And the best part, when you use your small fortune, you do so tax-free. And instead of making payments to banks, you make payments to yourself while that wealth keeps growing while you use it. Every single person I've shown this to over the past decade has said, I wish I knew about this decades ago, including me. This is how you flip the direction you're shoveling and escape the payment matrix. If you're ready to flip the script on your debt forever and get on the path to building real, true, tax-free wealth, comment, show me the truth right now. And I'll send you my How Much Interest Am I Really Paying calculator. Like I said, it's a polygraph for your payments. And the exclusive YouTube edition of my new book, Transforming Payments into Prosperity. In it, you'll not only discover how well the Fortunatos wind up and all about how the payment matrix works, you'll also discover the three fatal flaws of the snowball method of debt elimination. We've already helped over 3 million people over the past 30 years, but now I'm on a mission to help 1 million more, and I would love it for you to be a part of this movement. So when you comment, show me the truth, make sure you mean it, because what I'm going to share with you will change the way you think about money forever. And if you want to see what it's like escaping the payment matrix, watch this video right here. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the real world of prosperity.